Chaos Cube is around 1 month until it officially releases, meaning that there's a lot of features that it can add. And in this video, we'll be talking about the stuff that they can add and how likely it is that they will add some of the concepts that I will show today. So yeah, this video will be all about concepts about the most possible things that can come in this drop. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoy extremely fast Minecraft news and overall everything about new things that are coming to Minecraft, then recommend liking and subscribing to help to grow my channel. And also on 10,000 subscribers I will visit Mojang Studios in a video and also do a face reveal. So if you want to get extremely fast Minecraft news, the fastest one on YouTube, so like and subscribe so you never miss a thing. First, let's talk about chemistry, because sulfur has pretty nice different reactions with copper. Well, yeah, when you got copper and sulfur, it can actually change how copper works, and this thing could be added into the game. So first, we got a concept made by someone called Other Goblin, and it looks amazing. Here's a nice concept of how it will look like, and it's called Brittle Copper. And as you can see, it is very dark and it's very broken. It's not too good for building, but it still looks pretty nice. And the thing is that if you step on it, it will just eventually break, so it's a very fun thing to build with temporary blocks. And yeah, it seems pretty unique for something like this drop. The rough texture would of course suit some different things, like as an example ashes, or there's some type of volcanic biomes, so I believe that this is also a very unique thing, and I would like to get this in the game. The next concept I will show is also made by Other Goblin, and it's also chemistry related, because it's also about sulfur, but this time it's how sulfur burns in real life. Well, sulfur is actually very flammable in real life, and it gives out a pretty unique chemical reaction. So there's a new concept about a new fire that it could add. As you can see, this picture also shows some different crystals that were made before we got the new spikes, but let's just ignore that and let's focus on the fire, because it's deep blue. It's not like Soulfire, which is just very light blue. This one is deep blue and it looks pretty nice. Also, the block that it is burning on is some type of new block which looks like a mix between sulfur and cinnabar, but it's probably just sulfur that has burned. And also, when you look at it, there's a new crafting recipe for the gunpowder. And also, there's a new fireplace and torch, which also looks very cool, even though it looks a little similar to what we have with the soul torches and soul lanterns and soul campfires. It still looks pretty neat. And yeah, I haven't mentioned it, with pure sulfur, just sulfur as an item form would be amazing. Something that you can get from the blocks, or just something that you can craft with some of the blocks. That would have been amazing, because then you have a lot of possibilities with it. And also, gunpowder can be renewable besides just killing creepers. So that would have been an amazing feature. Hopefully we can get something like that in the future. Now let's talk about some blocks, because yeah, the blocks are pretty underwhelming. We just got the basic set of a polished variant, of a brick variant, and a chiseled variant, which is not that interesting sadly. But as you can see here in a post made by Jana Sakana, we can see 2 new blocks, or kind of more for each one of these blocks. First of all, you can see that Cinnabar received some of the different like variations, as an example more tily variants. And also this kind of, I don't know how to even call it. This kind of looks like another version of a chiseled variant, and also a pillar, which honestly is amazing. And the second picture shows something for sulfur, and as you can see, we got cracked variants for the bricks, which I would really love to get into the game. And also, as you can see, we got some pillars, and down there we can see that there's a block with a square, which kind of looks like a cut variant of the block, which I would really love to receive, because sulfur and cinnabar have a lot of potential, so hopefully we'll get like at least 1 block for both of them. Moving on, as you know, this drop adds geysers, which are just water that kind of implodes or explodes thanks to potent sulfur. So now the question is, what if they did the same thing but with lava? And the thing is that lava geysers is not a bad idea, because as you can see, there is a biome that will really need that, and it's the basalt delta. And as you can see, it got these spots with lava, which would be extremely cool if they exploded. Here's a concept made by Mint Refresh which shows how it could look like, and honestly it looks pretty cool and would add much more atmosphere into the biome, even though it has a lot of atmosphere, and would be something new to avoid in this biome. And also, to spice things up, it could just appear normally in the lava lakes, which would make the lava lakes a lot more dangerous, maybe even if you're riding a strider or something like that. That would also make the nether even more challenging and even cooler if you are talking about vibes. Another issue that we need to talk about are ores in the sulfur caves, and the thing is that, first of all, they don't suit the environment at all. Just look at this, it does not look too good, because yeah, here we have cinnabar and here we just have stone with the ores, and it works kinda with deep slate, but I still believe that they should do something against it. Or they kind of did when they added granite and also when they added the tuff here. And no, this is not granite, this is actually diorite, I'm sorry. But yeah, seeing this Mint Refresh made yet another concept which shows all of the ores that we have soaked in either sulfur or cinnabar, which looks pretty cool, and I feel that it's kind of impossible for Mojang just to add it for the caves, but it would be cool if you got one ore or two with these new cinnabar or sulfur around them. To be honest, they don't blend in too good with most of them, as an example lapis and things like that, but otherwise I believe that the base ores, which are diamonds, iron, gold and possibly copper, they look pretty nice, and I believe that they should be in the case with a new variant. And since Mojang is so good at making variants of the existing things, I would not be mad if they added it just so the biome can look good. But another concept that I got from myself is that they should just add raw ores here, and the thing is that raw ores kind of suit the biome. If you look at it, it does not stand out too much. Well, you can see that there's an ore here, but it kind of fits the colors, it's just way more glowy, and same with raw copper. When I put it here, it looks a lot out of place, but it does blend a lot here. And the only issue is raw iron, but if they keep diorite, it can actually look good. And it's actually granite, I'm so sorry for mixing them up all the time. If they do so, then the sulfur caves will be pretty unique, because they have this high risk, high reward. When you go to them, you have a possibility of finding high amount of ores, but the risk is of course that it's kind of poisonous, there are spiders, and yeah, there's a lot of dangerous things here. So I do hope that they will go with this creative choice to actually do this. And lastly, we got a pretty large concept by someone called Tiger King, and that is a Spanish creator, so also all of the things in the picture will be written in Spanish, but I will of course talk about it because this is a very large pixel concept. So let me just talk about most of the things that are shown here. So the first part of the picture shows blocks, and first of all we got blocks for sulfur, and as you can see we also got many of those different variations which have different patterns, and to be honest, they look amazing. I wish that Mojang would add something like that, but they probably won't. I would love to get blocks like that. And then below we can see that there's an orange block which could have been used in the sulfur caves in an amazing way, because they blend in so good. And the block is called Real Gal, and as you can see it looks amazing. It's probably because I love orange, but if you look at the patterns and if you look at the coloristics, it just looks amazing. And also, if you look to the other side, you will see that there are kind of raw or item variants of all of the ores. And if you look at cinnabar, you will also see that they got their unique patterns. And as an example, this kind of plus sign in one of the chiseled or cut variants. And also the item form looks very cool. And calcite also got the variants in its concept, and as you can see it got a polished variant, it got a chiseled variant which is kind of like a star, maybe amethyst, I'm not sure, bricks, then cut variants and all the pillars and things like that, and it also got its own item form. And here you can also see that they added pointed variants for them, and they look amazing. Even though the sulfur one, the Real Gal one and the cinnabar one look exactly the same, they still look pretty cool, and I don't know if they should add them to the game because it will look a little repetitive. It's still a cool thing to look at. So Mojang, if you're hearing, please add more blocks. I love blocks, I just love building with new stuff. Please add a little more, thank you. Well, this concept is not done because they still have not shown the blocks and even new geysers, and I think that this was made before geysers were added, but I believe that geysers in a block form would also be a lot better than the ones that we have now, since then they would have been easily activated by redstone, which I also made a video about recently, and they also look extremely cool. All of the free forms feature all of the free blocks that should be in the caves, which are of course Sulfur, Cinnabon and Realgal. And going to the blocks, or actually mobs, we can see a new variant of the Creeper, which would actually suit the biome, since this biome is kind of like, I don't know, explosive related, poison related. So getting a new Creeper that maybe shoots poison or explodes with a poison cloud would be amazing. And there's also yet another mob, and I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a big walking geyser, and it is pretty cute. I don't know what it would do because it's not described, but it's cool, and if you are planning to add some type of ambient mob, this would be a pretty nice thing. And lastly, we got some other neat features, which are, as an example, slime in buckets and magma cubes in buckets. And also, if you look at it, there's a new thing with gold and also sulfur, and as you can see, they are featuring purple fire, which is kind of similar to what they did with the deep blue fire, but this one looks reasonably cooler. Since gold and sulfur are kind of similar in colors, or sulfur is just very light yellow and gold is just very darker yellow, it could be combined into these features, and as you can see, getting some type of sulfur fire which is purple would look great, but I think that that's deserved for the end in some way. But yeah, getting golden bars, golden chains, and kind of mixing them with sulfur, which adds a total new variance, it is just amazing. And lastly, we got some potion making, and as you can see, from sulfur you can make a nausea potion, from Realgal you can make this type of poison potion, and from Cinnabar you can make blindness potions, and from Calcite you can make the glowing potion, which is unique on Java. And whoa, that was a big concept, huge support to this guy, because this is honestly amazing. I love this. So yeah, hopefully you also enjoyed my showcase of this, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe, that really help to grow my channel. But that's everything for our video. Thank you so much for watching, see you next time, bye.